guys, well, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in to see everything that I'm doing this week with my kiddos in speech. Y'all, we are on the countdown. I have 2 weeks of therapy left and then a week's worth of makeup sessions and then pretty much Medicaid billing until I die. It's not really that bad. It kind of is. Anyway, before I hop into what I've got planned for this week, I did want to touch base on my s'mores because I know in last week's vlog I said I was going to incorporate them this week. I ended up changing my mind because I had a stroke of genius while I was planning for this week. I don't actually know if it's a stroke of genius. It could just amount into nothing. But what I'm thinking about doing next week for the last week of therapy is doing an entire campfire theme and making s'mores and telling stories. And then I know on Amazon they sell those little like fire pit night lights that light up and they kind of just glow a little bit. And I think that would be so adorable to do with my kids. And I'm really hoping I can make it work, but we shall see. If not, I've got my whole slime gag, tactile, fun, creative DIY crafting things to do. But I just thought this would be super cute to make an entire s'mores activity to kind of kick off going into summer. And we can pretend like we're camping and we can turn the lights off, and I think that would be super adorable. So I'm hoping that I can use this with that. So that is why this is not in this week's activities. The first thing that I have planned for my younger kiddos in my preschool, kindergarten, I might be able to stretch it to first grade, but probably just preschool and kindergarten, is we are having a cookout celebration, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. The story that I've paired with this whole cookout idea is Eric Carle's Today is Monday. I remember reading this book when I was in first grade, sitting on the carpet with my teacher. I'm pretty sure it's a song. I'm like 100% sure it's a song. I don't know if the song came first or the book came first. I don't know how that works. I do know that I cannot sing to save my life, so we will be playing the YouTube version with the good singers while we read this story. I haven't decided if I want to do a couple of rounds of the song first and then read the book so the kids kind of have that knowledge. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But either way, the book is obviously super short. There's only 7 days worth of things in here and it goes really quick. And there's not a whole lot to talk about with the pictures aside from what the food is and the animal that goes with it. But that's kind of how I tied in all of the other food things into the activities. So as we're reading the story and then right after we finish the story, I have a sequencing kind of activity where I just printed out a bunch of pages, just the days of the week, and then the corresponding food at the bottom that we saw in the story. So I have Monday string beans, Tuesday spaghetti, Wednesday soup, Thursday's roast beef, Friday's fresh fish, Saturday's chicken, and then Sunday is ice cream. And what I'm gonna have them do is, as we're going through the story, I'm gonna have kids come up and put the picture card on the correct day. I'm gonna give them a choice of either 2 or 3, depending on where they're at, their level, and they will have to let me know which one goes where. And then after we read the story, I am going to take all of them off and we're gonna try to figure it out to see how much they remember. And at that point, they'll have read the story and gone through the song a few times. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a little bit trickier, but I'm pretty sure that they can still do it. I actually printed out just the food cutouts of this, but I ended up going with these picture cards just because I think they're a little bit easier. I think they fit better, and I think they're easier to maneuver for the kids. So obviously Monday is not soup, but they will put the correct corresponding picture on these. And even though the book is short, I think this will take up a little bit more of the session, and then we'll get to the good stuff. The best part of the session, and probably my favorite part, which is why I'm saving it for last, is going to be the cookout portion. And I found this adorable grilling set at Cracker Barrel back in December, I think, right around Christmas time in the clearance section. It's in one of my older vlogs if you want to take a look at it. But this is by far the cutest. I'm almost as excited to use this as I was to do Nuffle Bunny. Like, this is a close second. But look how adorable this is. And I love it because it's storage and it's all in one. And it's amazing. So basically, the grill top slides off And then inside is where you keep all of the foods. And it's just your basic cookout stuff. We've got corn, hamburgers, lettuce, tomato, cheese. Oddly enough, asparagus. I don't know why you would put asparagus in a children's toy. I love asparagus, but I don't know any kids that would like it. We've got chicken, some hot dogs, a ketchup bottle, and then a little bottle of water, which is super adorable. And once you take all of the food out of the grill, you flip it over and it becomes the grill top. And that is probably my favorite part. And then these kind of crackle, and you've got your little fire pit and your coals underneath. And you can put all the different foods on here with your tongs. And then you put the barbecue cover on top and you can grill out. So this is adorable and perfect for that activity. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the kids go around and each be the chef for a little bit and take the orders of a few of the other kids. So how that's going to work is I have these picture cards of all the different foods that are in the grill set. Do not judge my hamburger buns. But we've got the tomato, everything, and I have a lot of my kids are not at that sentence level yet. A few kids in my preschool classes are, but for my ones that are not, I'm going to have them communicate with their friend about what they want based on these picture cards. So they're going to pick what they want and then either say, I want whatever the item is, or an approximation, because I'm pretty sure no kid is going to pick asparagus, but like, I want corn. And then for the hamburger, actually, we are going to use these cards to help us sequence everything that we need. Because when you say I want a hamburger, there's the bun, the patty, the bottom bun, if you want any ketchup or lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, anything that you want on it, we need to tell the chef, so we are going to use these in order to make that happen. And I think it'll be super cute with the kids being the chef, and I just grabbed some economy paper plates from like the dollar store or Walmart, and we are going to put the food and the kids are actually going to serve each other. So it'll probably be a group of like 4 kids, and then we'll swap and somebody else will be the chef and serve another, 3 kids, and then we'll swap and do things like that. So that's my favorite part. That's probably going to take us to the end of the session. And then this is actually probably what I'm going to do with my preschool kiddos and my kindergarten friends over at my homeschool this year, just because they're a little bit higher up than just sequencing basic cards. So we are going to have a grill out. For my older language kiddos, keeping with the food theme, we are going to play a game that I made last year, I think. I've tweaked it a little bit, and I actually will have it posted in my TPT shop, so I'll leave the link down below if you would like to play this too. But it's called Burger Boss, and it was such a hit last year that I knew I had to keep it. I kind of made it last minute, so it wasn't the best. So that's why this year I really took the time to kind of go in and update it a little bit. Some of my graphics were not that great, but I've amended it. It looks really cute now, and it's, keeping up with our cookout food hamburger grilling theme. So basically what our kids do is they are going to pick a recipe card. I included some blank ones, but then I also have actual recipes, and it's just got the name of the recipe at the top, and then it tells you what you need down the side. And then for our non-reading friends, I have pictures of how many of each thing that they're going to need. So essentially, they're just going to pick whatever hamburger, cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, whatever they want. They're going to pick their recipe card for whichever they want to make, and then we are going to do some questions, whether it's following directions. A lot of my kids, like I've said before, are working on problem solving and social scenarios. So I love the fact that we're doing kind of like a food theme, restaurant style, because I can kind of formulate the questions around that. So problem solving at a restaurant if the waiter doesn't understand what you're saying, or problem solving if they're sold out of what you want to eat, like different things like that. As well as that social interaction between the waiter and the customer of ordering and saying what they want, making eye contact, appropriate vocal volume, things like that. So I'm loving this for that. It's a real world scenario, and that's kind of what I try to hit most of the time. I do love just regular activities, but anytime that I can incorporate something that they're actually going to experience tomorrow, next weekend, next month, I would love to do. So they're picking their recipe cards, They're going to answer a question, and then they are going to pick a food card. This is what the food cards look like. I know I have so many here that you can't really see them, but we've got just the burger patties, some lettuce, the top bun, the cheese, and I'm gonna have them all shuffled up, and intermixed in here are going to be some burger spill cards. And basically the idea of the game is that they're trying to collect all of the hamburger pieces to complete the burger that they chose. But if they get a burger spill card, they have to put all of their pieces back and start all over. This was such a hit with my kids last year, like I said, and anything where there's that competition and real world application of scenarios, I'm all about it. They like the competition part, I like the application to the real world. It's a win-win. So this is definitely one of my new favorite games, and like I said, I did go through, I updated all of the cards, and I actually added in a few things because I did not have them last year just because of time constraints and whatnot. The pieces of the burger are the patty, we've got some mustard, then we've got our pickles. I added these this year, some onions. I like them because they like wiggle. I don't know, and it makes me smile. I've got my lettuce, the top bun, the bottom bun, some cheese, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, there's ketchup too, obviously. I'm not really a mustard gal. I'm all about the ketchup. But these are, once again, their favorite things. I'm actually thinking of including some placemats where it just looks like a table setting and there's a plate and they can put their burger on the plate. I think that might be really fun, but either way, they love these. And I was actually going to do this with my articulation kids, but given the fact that I'm doing articulation out in the hallway and that it's testing right now, they have taken the tables. So normally there's like a table strategically placed somewhere outside that I can kind of sit at with the kids, but all of last week I had to do therapy on the floor, and there was just a lot of foot traffic going by and kids like in the hallway just transitioning. So I'm trying to think of something else rather than this, which would take up a larger area. Also, I feel like these would be really hard to pick up off of the floor. So I nixed this, sadly, because my articulation kids would love this, but we're gonna play something just as cool, if not maybe a little bit cooler, so I think it'll work out anyway. With my articulation kids, we are going to be playing one of the games that I got last week from Toys R Us. I'm pretty sure I said that I wasn't gonna bust this out until next year when I had that office, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Also, I kind of really want to play with it. We are going to be playing tabletop toss across, and I'm like really close. It's basically just a tic-tac-toe game, and they come with these little bean bags, which are super cute and so tiny. And they're going to either say their word, their sound, make up a sentence, repeat one of my sentences, and then they are going to toss a bean bag, and whatever X or O pops up is what they're gonna be, and they're gonna be playing against me to try to get 3 in a row. So I'm pretty good at this. Also, though, I don't have the best aim, so maybe I'm not so great at this. But like I said, this would be great for being on the floor. I think it's just a lot of fun because it's harder than it looks, and I think the kids are really going to enjoy it. So like I said, I'm pretty sure even though they don't get to play Burger Boss, they're still gonna be pretty pumped about this. I know I'm pumped, so it's exciting. That's everything I'm doing this week in speech with my kiddos. Give this video a thumbs up if you like food just as much as I do. Subscribe to my channel if you would like more weekly videos about the types of therapy activities that I do with my kids. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. My handle is The Speech Loft. That's where I post all of my weekly updates and photos of how things are going throughout the week, any tweaks that I have to make to my activities, if something was a total fail, you know, the basics. Leave a comment down below and let me know any videos that you would like to see, or just stop by to say hi, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!